Welcome. This is Javed Rana with A News live transmission from Pakistan's capital, Islamabad. In Pakistan, the biggest news is about the general elections, who has won and who has lost. Going by the official results that we have seen now on Pakistan televisions, that indicates that Pakistan Tehreek-e-Insaf, which is also known as PTI, the party of the former Prime Minister Imran Khan, who's been jailed, his party is winning the parliamentary election all over Pakistan. And it seems, going by the trend, that it can form a government. But will it be able to form a government? That is altogether a separate question. Apart from winning the federal parliamentary election, Khan's party has also on the winning spree in two provinces. In the biggest province of Punjab, Khan's party is winning, and also in the northwestern province, where it is a winning with a thumping majority. So but again, these results does not indicate that the former Prime Minister Imran Khan would be allowed to form federal government or the governments in the two provinces, because the results were withheld. These results should have been announced, say, at around by 2 a.m. last night. That is under the law of Pakistan. That did not happen. The mobile network was suspended, shut down. The results were not communicated to the Election Commission office and the other offices. And there appears to be a method in the madness. Going by what Pakistan Tehreek-e-Insaf's leaders are saying, that the polling results, the polling station results, there are more than 96,000 polling stations. Let's say 100,000 polling stations all over Pakistan. And whenever the counting concludes, each polling station's presiding officer, he releases our election results. Going by those election results, Pakistan Tehreek-e-Insaf, the Khan's party, claims that they have won more than 150 seats in the federal elections out of 266 seats. So that means they have won this election with a very, very comfortable majority. But so far as the media is reporting, that they have been allowed to win in 71 seats, in 71 constituencies. Nonetheless, it is a leading the general elections. This is a leading in the federal government. Again, the bigger question is as to why these results were withheld, what happened in between times, how the election results are being changed. This is the biggest question, and that is the biggest source of concern for people in Pakistan. Yesterday, there was a reasonably good turnout. This should have been announced officially by now, but that is not being announced, and there seems to be a method in the madness. PTI seems to have won the elections with the thumping majority, but again, the results were withheld because the results have been changed. The blue-eyed politicians, the blue-eyed political parties, the mainstream political parties, primarily Pakistan Muslim League of Nawaz, of three-time elected Prime Minister Nawaz Sharif, his party is being favored out of the way, allegedly by the military and intelligence network, because there are credible reports that in Pakistan's eastern city of Lahore, which was the home ground of Nawaz Sharif, the former Prime Minister, there the PTI had also won, but the results were changed. And the military intervened, military soldiers came there, the policemen came there, they threw away the political agent of PTI. And then there are credible reports that the already cast vote were invalidated with the multiple stamps. That was one way of doing it. And then we already know, this information is in public domain, that around about 250 million ballot papers were printed for 120 million voters. Now, the government, this caretaker government, military and intelligence network, election commission, have the sufficient number of the ballot papers with which these can be replaced, and the winning candidates, the numerical strength can be reduced by stamping, by having a multiple stamps on the ballot papers. I have seen so many videos where the winning candidates is being made to lose election with the multiple stamps on their ballot papers. So that is a bigger problem in Pakistan's biggest province of Punjab. Their elections results are being changed. In Pakistan's northwestern province, the situation is a different. There, the scale of forgery, the scale of rigging is not as high as compared to Punjab. Punjab, remember, is a province. Whosoever wins from Punjab, he would form the federal government. The reason there is not large-scale rigging in Pakistan's northwestern province is quite obvious, because in Pakistan's northwestern Khyber Pakhtunkhwa province, which borders with Afghanistan, there is a tribal structure. People are armed with the weapons. Almost everybody is armed with the weapons. So I think the military has had a threat, very credible threat, that if they go for a large-scale rigging in Pakistan, Khyber Pakhtunkhwa province, people will take up the arms, there would be unrest. And you may recall just last week, one of the candidates of PTI was assassinated, and the people had made an attempt to storm military installations, and military installations, they were besieged. So I think in that context, it seems that by and large, the election results in Khyber Pakhtunkhwa seems to be giving favorable result to the PTI, and we have not heard much hue and cry in Pakistan's northwestern province. There, I think PTI is likely to form a government comfortably. But again, no, there are two bigger battlefields, political battlefields. That is in Punjab. In Punjab, we have not now got the full results, and as a result of which, I think almost more than half of election results have been announced, at least by Pakistan's mainstream media. They are reporting results from all polling stations. But again, the results are being withheld. It appears that the military generals are in a fix. They never thought that this would be a thumping, overwhelming majority with which people of Pakistan would speak. Something I yesterday discussed at this point of time, that there is a relatively high turnout, and this can give a surprising result in favor of PTI. I think the same thing has happened. Now it has become uncontrollable for the military. They have conducted rigging. Allegedly they have conducted rigging and forgery with the help of intelligence network, with the help of presiding officers somewhere, but mostly with the help of what we call a returning officer. Returning officer is basically overall in charge in one particular district. And at many places, the candidates of PTI are reporting that they were thrown out of the offices of the returning officers, and their police and military intervened, and they changed the election results. Now, I think what is politically very disgraceful is for the three-time elected Prime Minister of Pakistan, Nawaz Sharif. He fled from Pakistan apparently on medical grounds in 2019, and then he returned just a couple of months back to become the Prime Minister. And here people of Pakistan have responded in favor of the jail leader Imran Khan, against whom we know that he has been convicted on 3 grounds, and those grounds are more political and less legal grounds. People of Pakistan has not accepted the military behind the scene. Now, in fact, as a matter of fact, the reports about military's involvement is brazenly clear. They have been manipulating these convictions, going by the lot of allegations that we have heard on the social media, as a result of which Imran Khan was convicted first on corruption charges, that he had taken gift from Saudi's king, and those gifts were sold. And then again, this is the grounds that the prosecution side came up with. That does not make much sense. And similarly, the authorities in Pakistan, they descended themselves to a level where Imran Khan's personal life was intruded. His marriage was revoked, his personal marriage, because the judge said the marriage was not conducted in an Islamic manner. though I believe it was conducted in an Islamic manner, but the very motive, the political motive, was to disgrace Imran Khan politically in the eyes of the people of Pakistan. But it caused more outrage among people. The younger population has responded. They were more active on the polling days. As a result of which we have seen these results. I think in a broader picture, there are a lot of stuff which is at stake for the military. More importantly, I would say, let me, for my international viewers, recall it, that the military allegedly has been at the heart of the allegations. Its intelligence network has been at the heart of the allegation that they were behind undertaking an attempt, an assassination attempt on Imran Khan back in 2 years ago, and then they have been also at the heart of the allegations for enforced disappearances of thousands of the political workers and supporters of Pakistan Tehreek-e-Insaf. Their candidates were not allowed to launch campaign. They were detained. Their loved ones, their children were kidnapped. And they, in return of releasing them, they had to withdraw from contesting elections. So similar things happening in Pakistan. It seems that the military has now lost a moral authority to further politically intervene in Pakistan, but it seems that they are not going to exercise any restraint in coming days and weeks. Now, technically and legally speaking, those members of PTI who have won the election, legally, they are independent. They can join any political party. But again, the point is most of them, they would stay loyal to Imran Khan. But there is once again, possibility that they could be illegally detained. They can be kidnapped, like previously it was done. Their children can be kidnapped, and then they can be forced to change their loyalty in favor of the political parties that the military wants them to form the federal government. So there is a kind of a precarious situation that Pakistan is in. My understanding of the situation is that people in Pakistan are still waiting the final results. In case there is similar allegations continue that the PTI is not being allowed to form the government, there is a possibility of unrest in Pakistan, particularly in parts of Pakistan. And it will be very difficult for the military to control the situation, because I think people were waiting for election day. They have spoken in favor of PTI. They have spoken in favor of the jailed former Prime Minister Imran Khan. But the bigger trouble is, will military accept these election results? So far, all indications are that they are not accepting it. In Pakistan, biggest city of Karachi, where it seems that the MQM, it's one of the political group. It was created allegedly by the military in late 80s to counter politically the then mainstream party of Pakistan People's Party. It was then assumed the role of terrorism. It was involved in murder of opponents. It was resorting to ransom. It was working against the state of Pakistan. And then 2016, the military, for understandable reason, it had to launch an operation against MQM because it had become a terror group. Now, the same terror group in Karachi, it seems, has been reactivated. It has been given more political space by the military and secret services, as a result of which they are being now allowed to win the election through forgery, through electoral rilling, through electoral fraud. Yesterday, in constituencies in Karachi where PTI could have possibly win election because there were strong support base of PTI, there the polling staff did not reach. The polling did not start. And there were some polling stations, there are credible reports suggesting that the polling did not start at all. And somewhere the polling started just for the 2 hours. So again, this is the pattern with which the attempts have been made in a very systematic manner that Imran Khan's party does not win the election. Despite that, he is winning the election, despite the fact there is large-scale forgery, despite the fact that there is large-scale rigging, despite the fact that his party was not allowed to launch a political campaign in the election. his party is a winning. Now, again, bigger question is what is going to be shape of the government in coming days and weeks. Something I already discussed, that the possibility, apprehensions are there that the winning candidates of the PTI would be forced to switch over their loyalties. But again, this is something easier said than done. Most of them are loyal to Imran Khan, and they are unlikely to switch over their loyalties. But remember the fact that the PTI was disfranchised to contest election before the election, just a couple of weeks ago, before the holding of general election. PTI as a political party was disfranchised by the Election Commission of Pakistan and the Supreme Court of Pakistan on flimsy legal ground, but it was more on political consideration, allegedly under the instructions of the military and its intelligence network. As a result of which, now PTI is a net loser. It cannot contest for the reserved seats, dozens of reserved seats. Probably they are alone in Pakistan's federal parliament. There are 70 to 80 seats for the women's and for other special categories. They cannot contest it now because these seats are given on the basis of the popular vote. And obviously PTI has got the majority vote in Pakistan, but those seats would be lost. Now, technically and legally, the PTI's members, these independent candidates, will have to join another party to get some portion of these seats. So they are already facing tough time. But I think what is extraordinary in this election, that needs to be looked at. This is for the first time in the history of Pakistan where military and military-run secret services have gone to this tipping point to deprive a most popular political party to win election. And at the same time, this is the first time, unprecedented in the history of Pakistan, that the people of Pakistan have gone against all these arm twisting tactics against the military, and they have voted in favor of a political party that they like and disliked by the military. Now, will there be government against the liking of the military? It seems at least one government in Pakistan, Northwestern Province, is going to be formed against the liking of Pakistan military. And Pakistan military calls shots in everything, in domestic affairs, in Pakistan. They are running Pakistan's foreign policy, and they don't have any legal and constitutional authority. It is all illegal. But behind the scene, they've been operating, they've been controlling judges, they've been controlling the civil bureaucracy, and they are controlling every tool of power in Pakistan. And now they are witnessing a situation where they seem to be largely helpless. Even they despite forgery, despite electoral fraud, it seems that it will be very difficult for the military and its intelligence network to deprive Imran Khan to form the governments. Javed Rana reporting and analyzing from Islamabad for A News. The growing tide of anti-Israel sentiments. What you see behind me is just tip of the iceberg of what is happening in the country. More than half of $52 billion black CIA budget is spent on espionage network in Pakistan. How would you handle it?
The US has looked upon Pakistan as an ally at one point and then as an enemy at the same time.
That is going to be the first legal reason on the basis of which he is going to be instantly ousted by the Supreme Court of Pakistan.
Joining us live, Javed Rana, who's an expert on politics and geo-strategic issues.
In the world politics, which is not being driven by any moral principle, it is being driven by the hard geo-strategic realities. In a broader picture, more countries would aspire to have nuclear weapons.